Hey YouTube, Jeff Lauder here, former DUI cop turned DUI defense attorney. Got a message sent to me from Lon asking me this. When you're pulled over by the police, how do you answer when they ask you about drinking? Well, I'll tell you this. Police officers ask the question about drinking, about have you been drinking, in two different forms. They'll either say, have you been drinking, which would be a yes or no answer, or how much have you had to drink, which would require you to provide a quantity. Now, when I listen to my clients' in-car video dash cam of their arrest, I pay particular attention to that question because that question sets the tone for what I think is the officer's experience level. An experienced DUI cop is going to ask the question, how much have you had to drink? And the reason why is because when you ask how much, there's an inference there that I already know that you've been drinking. You just give me the number back. When you ask the question, have you been drinking, you're more likely to get a no response. There is one exception to that though. When I would walk up to a car as a police officer and I was able to smell the odor of alcohol coming from the car, one of the things I would do is say, have you had anything to drink tonight? And I would set a trap for them. Because if I smell the odor of alcohol and they're the only person in the car, it's reasonable to believe they're drinking. And when they say no, I mark that down as they're a liar. I wrote that in my police report, I communicated to the prosecutor, we made a big deal of it on the stand, and we just hammer in, he's lying, he's lying, he's lying. Why is he lying? He's trying to cover up the fact that he's drunk. So absolutely the worst thing you can do is lie to the cop. Don't lie and say you haven't been drinking when you smell like alcohol or you have been drinking. The other thing you shouldn't say, talk about two things you shouldn't do first before we get into what you should do. You shouldn't say 2 beers. There is a running joke amongst law enforcement officers and prosecutors and defense attorneys because about 60% of the people pulled over for DUI end up saying, I've had 2 beers or 2 drinks. I don't know why, it's just the default that people say. It doesn't happen all the time, but a huge percentage. So what do you say? When you say 2 beers, the police officer doesn't believe you, so you don't want to say that. You might as well be saying 10. So I think you give the officer something of substance to hold on to. Say something like, I've had 4 beers. But don't stop there. I've had 4 beers over the last 4 hours. When you give the number, 5 beers, 4 beers, 3 beers, whatever number you're going to say, give a span of time with that as well. When you say 4 beers over the course of 4 hours, the officer quickly does the math, and you're talking about 1 beer an hour. It shouldn't result in impairment, but it does explain away the reason why you smell like alcohol. By giving that response, the jury's going to logically conclude that. That's going to come out, even if you're arrested, it's not going to cause you much harm there either. So that's the tip for the day. I look forward to reading your comments down below, and let me know if there's any other questions you'd like answered. Send me a message or reply in the comments. Look forward to interacting with you.